What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another random episode of Oh, That's Random Podcast. I am your host, that guy, Nerdy G. If this is your first time here, Oh, That's Random Podcast is the show where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. As always, I'm here. We're rocking. Listen, the best way, like, subscribe, share, do all that good old stuff, and the best way to help support this network, Nerdy's Umbrella, this brand that I'm building with some more amazing people that you'll see on the channel, YouTube channel that is, which is Nerdy's Umbrella. You'll see them soon enough. But the best way to help support and keep this going is to get some of that merch at nerdygshop4wall.com. I put the links all in the description and everything like that. So y'all already know what it is. Jump into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. Last time here, welcome. Share this with somebody. You'll get a kick out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into it because, like I say, everything that we do here is random, and there's something that triggered whatever it is that I'm talking about. But today, I'm talking about the one and only come up. Your come up. My come up, your come up. So we're talking about come up. I'm talking about come ups today. If you don't know what a come up is, let me break it down to you. It's your road to success on how you define it and how you get there. It's all up to you. This is a you episode. So if you don't know who you is, it's YOU, the one that's listening to this right now. I'm going to talk about the come up. Everybody has a come up story. Whether you are famous or you're not, your story is your story. You have your entire life to dictate what your story is going to be. You're going to make choices in your life that dictate what your story is going to be. Some people say, my destiny is already set in stone. Fate, my words have already been written. And that's what it is. And they just say, I'll go with the flow. And they don't make any decisions. Not my fault. That's the way that they live. They can have it. Not for me. If you believe that you have free will, if you believe that you have a choice in life, then this is for you. Like I say, this is a you episode. So if you're into believing that you have some sense of direction on which way or which path your life goes, then let's go. This is for you. I promise you. I got a book. It's called This May Not Be For You, but if you all into what I'm saying right now about you and your come up and your story, then this is for you. I'm going to jump right into it. Like I said, I'm already into it, but I'm going to dive a little deeper. Listen, if you don't think that your come up is important, let me slow you down. Let me show you. Let me slow it down and let me tell you how important your come up is. Your come up is so important that it'll take a lifetime to define who you are as a person. I want you to think about some of the greatest biographies that we have seen. Okay, Dorothy Dandridge, The Temptations, Jackie Robinson, Ray Charles, James Brown, Aaron Brockovich. I think that's whatever that is. The Michael Jacksons, the Jackson 5, that whole movie coming up. Here's the kicker. Little Richard. I would love for somebody to redo Little Richard and get it accurate. And Little Richard, I know he's still alive, but let's do that man right. I'm pretty sure. Let's give it. I seen some of his documentaries, and I seen the way that he was giving it up in that documentary. We need to go put that on the silver screen and make that right. I'm pretty sure it's an upcoming actor out there somewhere that can do Little Richard and do him some justice instead of Ving Rhames. Okay, nothing against Ving Rhames. I just feel that Little Richard deserves a better movie about his biography. But with all that being said, hear me out on this. We already know how those stories end. We already know the success, and we cool with that. We don't watch biographies because we already know what the end of it is. We watch the biography to see how the come up was. Temptations, and I'm gonna go with Temptations because Temptations is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It is, even though we know that it was based off of Otis Williams' book. It's an adaptation of Otis Williams' book, and that he say that he had nothing to do with the movie at one point in time, but we're not gonna get into that. I got a whole nother episode, Temptation in My Ass. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Otis Williams, but that's neither here nor there. I digress. We watch these movies because we want to see what the come up was. We want to see what the rise was. We want to see the struggles. We want to see how they navigated some of those choices, and then too, we want to know if some of the rumors that we heard, we want to know if they was true, right? What was the other one? With Queen, that biopic was amazing to see how he was struggling with his personal lifestyle, right? His life choices, his what he wanted to do behind closed doors, how he struggled back and forth with that, and how it appeared he was putting on an appearance that we watched that for that. Those people weren't thinking about what it's going to look like. This is my come up. The choices that you make in your come up, what kind of story is it going to make for you? You are the author. You do get to make choices in what your life and what your come up is going to be. Is your come up going to be sleazy, full with drama, and you don't really get to the top? You're just kind of right there mid-level, and that's where you capped out at because it was too hard for you. You gave up. I seen that Amy Winehouse, they got one out on Amy Winehouse. Amy is a darling. I love her voice. I love all of her stuff with what's my guy? I don't want to call him Clark. It's not Clark, but Tony Bennett. Love all of that stuff. Right? The duets with Tony Bennett, duet that Tony Bennett did with Aretha, that my heart. I haven't went to go check that out yet, but I am. I want to go check it out because Amy was still here today. She'll be on a whole different type of level up there, Gaga, Beyonce type level type shit, Adele type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we make these choices, right? And then when the come up, like you got to focus on your come up. When you're focusing on that come up, you got to focus on the choices that you're making. You're in the moment, and you don't realize that, hey, all of this is a part of your story. Every decision that you make is a part of your story. Your story is going to be as epic as you want it to be. What I will tell you, though, is to be careful. Because you can blow up too quick and nobody will be there to save you. Because you'll get full of yourself. You'll get ahead of yourself. You'll feel like can't nobody touch you. People will feel like you're untouchable. You're going to look at people as they're beneath you, okay? And that's not something that, I mean, it could be, excuse me. It could be something that you want to do where you want people to look at you like you're a god, a queen, or a goddess or whatnot, and you want people to kiss your feet. But at the same time, if you just want to do what it is that you want to do and be great at it, then the choices that you make along the way, hopefully all of those choices are showing that that's what it is that you want to do. That's your passion, and you took the hard road, or you had some bumps and bruises on your way to whether it be fame or just, hey, I'm happy with being able to leave my imprint here in the world, no matter how big or how small it is, So like he been buried with the Crocs, right? What did he say? His Crocs is his fingerprint, right? The dopest thing is, hey, I want my fingerprint all over the world. What's the best way to do that? Put him on some Crocs, sell them around the world. Now his fingerprint is all over this world. Simple. His impact, if that was his goal, boom, accomplished. Shoes are nice. So like, I need them. I need the closed shoes, the ones, the Poplex, the salmon color. I need some of those. I'm just gonna put that out there. I know you don't know me, but I need some of those. But anywho, his story is he started out in Payless, when they do a movie about him later on, because he's gonna be he's one of the great fashion designers, shoe designers, because he's worked with New Balance, he's worked with Crocs, he's worked with Balenciaga. His story is going to be one of those ones that you want to tune into. It's going to be one of those for sneakerheads and those people in the fashion world. That's going to be something that they want to see. His story, his come up is going to be, like I say, it's going to be something that you want to see. With today's time, we're kind of seeing some of that stuff in real time, but some of these people are still bred from the old way, where a lot of our stories aren't out there in the public, or if they do get out there in the public, they're swept under the rug so fast that we totally miss them. All right. And that's cool. But biographies, what they're going to be is going to be kind of dope, because I feel like now the biographies in the future, when we're talking about come ups, you're going to be able to tie back to that moment. Oh, this was a viral moment. I remember for a week people was talking about this, or I remember for 48 hours this had the streets on fire, and this is what happened behind that viral moment. Was it intentional? Was it on purpose? Was it an accident? How did this moment? But to be able to see those things play out in the future, that's going to be dope. But that's going to be something, a feel of nostalgia, because hey, we got this here in our phones. We can go back, we can check, and then this will be even better, because they'll be able to use the actual footage. Hopefully, they'll be able to use the actual footage if it's still around, and tag that in. We already see this with them. What was it? Hulu did the Black Twitter doc, and some of these documentaries that are coming out today that is like, yo, it ain't even been 10 years. Slow your roll, pump your brakes, but give it time, right? Give it 20, 30 years after after it's been through some things. You know what I'm saying? The Temptations movie didn't come 10 years after they got it popping. You know what I'm saying? It took them a while to get it popping, to be honest with you, you know. And then they all came from different walks. It's what, technically two groups and the third put together, and you know, to make that happen. But what I want to talk to you, and I know I kind of went off on a rant, but that's what we do here at Old Random Podcast. But we're still exploring the extraordinary and the ordinary, so just stay with me and follow along. But you'll come up. You have the right to make all of the decisions for you and your legacy, and what you plan on leaving here behind, because we don't know what the next step is once we transition into death. We don't know if it's another life. We don't know if it's another door. We don't know what happens to our conscience. We don't know what happens to these memories or anything. But you yourself, you have the choice to say, what do I want my story to be? What do I want? How do I want my come up to be? I am the author of this because I have choices. If you believe in religion and you think that, okay, hey, well, he wrote the story all the way down to this, what if there was two paths, two stories, or ever ending multiple way? Because hey, this is a definite point in time. You make this decision. If you go left, this is what's going to happen. If you go right, this is what's going to happen. This is, if you go left, this, if you go left, this is that story. If you go right, that's that story. So what if that's like that pivotal point in your life? I go this way, this is what happened, and this is what my life is like. I go right, this is what happens, and this is what my life is. How many points in our life do we have that? When I say points, literally pivotal points. Those pivotal points, you will remember those pivotal points, because even for me, I could have made a choice to go work on a cruise ship. I have degrees in culinary arts, bakery pastry, culinary arts, and hospitality management. I wanted to go, and I was offered, let me say this, I was offered an internship on a cruise ship. So I could have went on that cruise ship, got some knowledge, made some things happen, and would have found a way to work myself into the hotel industry and try to be a top tier maitre d'. That's what I would have done if I would have went that route and took that internship on a cruise ship. I would have found a way to be in that industry and love that industry as much as I did at that time. But because I had a child, because I spoke with a person who let me know at that time was a boss. It was an older lady, and she was like, "Listen, you need to be here in the early years to solidify who you are and let them know who you is. And once you do that, once they know who you are, then because I'm still young, go and venture out and do what you got to do." So I stayed. I passed on that, and here I am today. I believe that that is one of those pivotal moments because in my life, if I would have chosen that route, who knows where I would be today? Who knows if I would be in your ear today? Who knows if I would have the great relationship with my son that I have today? I don't think that I would, just because I know how I work and I know how Nerdy gives it up. Like when Nerdy gives it up, I go in 2,000% on working. It's head down, focused. We gotta know all the ins and outs, and we gotta get it. With the hotel industry, we know it don't stop. If you're gonna be a top tier maitre d', that means you got your hands in everything. You get what I'm saying? That means that you are the concierge, right? You top tier type of lover. That means I would have to put on suits. That means I wouldn't have had no beard. That means I would have had a nice low haircut. I'd probably be walking around like I got a stick up my butt and just being that, because at least that's what the stereotype of those type of positions. That's what it is, right? But that wasn't my story. I chose a different route. You do a biography on me later on in life, and you see it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be some ups and downs. It's going to be some struggles that you're going to see. It's going to be like, oh my God, how did that happen? How did he navigate that? Me personally, I would want to, if I were to have a biography done, I would want a biography to explore the thought process so that you can understand why I made the decisions that I made and why the choices were taken, and the steps that I took to make those steps, to make those choices and take this route and let my life be this way. You have that choice. Don't be scared. There are a ton of people that's going to tell you that you can't do it. There are a ton of people that are going to try to talk you out of it. There's going to be a ton of people who don't really truly understand what it is that you're trying to convey, because sometimes the language that we're speaking, it ain't the same, even though we speak in the same language. I might be speaking English to you and it may sound foreign to you right now, but you speak English. And that's just because you're not ready to receive the message that I'm giving to you. The message that I'm giving to you is that simple. Do you listen to those who understand where you're coming from? Listen to those who can give you insight and they believe in you. Even though they might not understand, but if they show you that they believe in you, listen to them. Because the people who believe in you without expecting anything in return, those are the people that you want to keep. Those are the people that you want to keep around. Those are the people that are going to help you expand and continue to grow. Those are the people that are going to tell you right from wrong. They're not going to be your yes man or yes woman or yes they, them, whomever. Okay? Your story, your come up, you got one shot. From what we can tell you, we got one shot. Make the choices. Don't be scared. Get with somebody that you need a team. Everybody needs a team. You need a group of people. And when I say group of people, I'm not talking 10, 20, 30. You need a few people to believe in you, a few people to believe in you and push it forward. When you look at the Temptations, it was Motown. Motown said, hey, we think y'all got something. We gonna believe in y'all. And we know the first 5 years that y'all was on Motown, y'all stunk it up, Temptations, but they stuck with y'all. They believed in y'all. And I'm talking about y'all today. All right. James Brown, you had people around you who believed you. You had a man who gave up his life to make sure that you was good, and you were known as the father. So all it takes is 2 or 3 people to be around you, to believe in you, and to help you get to that point. And with this day and age, even like with this platform, even with Nerdy's Umbrella, even with That's Random Podcast, those of you who are tuning in religiously every week to tune into these episodes to hear what gems I'm dropping, I appreciate it. To me, if you're watching, that means that you believe in You're believing this. You believe in me. You believe that I'm going to bring you something that's entertaining. I'm going to say something that you might need or you might hear, and you might can use it some way in your life. Belief is, but that belief system, it's powerful. It's a powerful thing, and a lot of people don't are unaware of it. They don't know how it works. But when you see the power of it and you see it work, it's amazing. In your come up, you get that belief, and the 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 possibilities are endless. You can do it. I'm not telling you that you can be whatever it is that you want to be. I promise you, I'm not telling you that. Know what you're good at. If you missed that episode, I'm going to pop it right here and you can go and check that out. But go back and take a look at that and you can watch it. Like, listen, know what you're good at and execute. Use that as a launching pad to do your dreams. Some of us are lucky enough to be talented and equipped with the skills already to achieve our dreams. Some of us, we have to take a different route where, hey, we're really good at this, but we really want to do this. So let's go over here and come back and do X, Y, and Z. And then now I can chase my dream more. Now I can put myself in the best position to do my dream and make it bigger, better, badder, and all the above. That's life. That's real. That's reality. That's Nerdy telling you that. Nerdy had to make a pivot. Now I'm back here doing what I know I could have been doing years ago. You guys have to tune into the Red Cup episodes on the Patreon. I'll let you guys know. I'll put it down in the link when that is up and running. But I will put that in there and let you guys know. Listen, it's real over there. I'll let you guys know why it's taking you so long to see Nerdy. Okay? But that's a part of my story. That's a part of my come up. That's a part of, wow, these type of things, when it comes to the come up, these type of things is going to build character, help understand legacy, but then it also is going to help the future. It's going to help the future folks, and they say, hey, this person detailed the way that they detailed their life and how they made these decisions. They gave you their thought process. The fact that we got cameras all around us, we know. Unless you're not like, if you're like me, when I'm in my room, there's no electronics. I mean, outside of the TV, but other than that, there's no electronics in there. It's just me. It's the time where I feel like I can get away from the world. On Sundays, I put all my devices down, and it's just me. So any posts that you see on Sunday, of course, those are scheduled. Trust me, I'll check everything on Monday. But this is life. Your come up is whatever it is that you're going to make it. Either you can have a Chris Rock, Pookie New Jack City type of story. You can have an Amy Winehouse type of story. You can have a Tony Bennett type of story. You can have a Temptations type of story. You can have a Jackie Robinson type story. You can have whoever you choose type of story. But guess what? You are the author of that story. I'm not going to be the dead horse. Y'all know me. I don't do that. That ain't my style. That ain't what I do. YouTube, y'all already know. I'm going to play a little bit of music. Y'all ain't going to be able to hear that, but we're going to come right back. I'm going to wrap this thing up, and we'll go from there. But those that are you listening on the DSPs, get ready to enjoy this. I mean, what other way to do this than this way? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and that was Sorry Not Sorry. Listen, straight up Bryson Tiller, you know what it is. Listen, in your come up, don't be sorry. Sorry not sorry. Straight up. Don't be sorry. Don't be apologetic for the moves that you make. Just make sure that your next move is your best move. That's all you got to do. Your come up is your story, the way that you want to pin it. Make those choices. Be true to yourself. Get that belief system. Have a good circle around you. And if you need positive role models of that, take a look Take a look at some of the greatest people who are doing this today. It's documented. We see them. Look at LeBron's camp. Look at Kevin Hart's camp. Um, Look at Ryan Reynolds' camp. Look at Judd Apatow and what he has done. If you don't know who Judd Apatow is, Google him and see what he's done. Comedy, I think when it's done right, their group of circles, they do it right because they really truly embody that reach one, teach one, bring one, whatever that saying is. But they bring these people up when you see certain group of comedians in each other's movies, or whether no matter how big or how small the role is, but they're in there constantly. That's a way for them to get seen. That's a way for them to get on the scene and get other opportunities. Not saying everybody has to go out there and be an entertainer or try to be a comedian or anything like that, but whatever it is that you do in your life, whether you want to give back to your community, go get with those people. Go find you some people who truly want to give back, share the same passion. That's what the internet was created for, to find like individuals like yourself. Shout out to Al Gore. Shout out to Facebook, because guess what? Facebook has groups. They have a lot of groups and faces, and where you can meet people, genuine people that, if they're not too jaded and they're really about what it is and they know how to communicate effectively with people and just not an internet troll, amazing things can happen. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Oh That's Random Podcast. Once again, I am your host, that guy Nerdy G. Just remember, we're always going to be here exploring the extraordinary and ordinary. NerdyG.shop, fourthwall.com, to help the brand to keep growing, to help us keep building and doing the things, bringing more content to you. This channel, this brand is more than just content. Get to know us, get to love us. Until next time,